Hey, how's it going, y'all? This is Chaz from Classic Moto, and this is Battlefield Academy, a series where I'll review all the guns that they have in the game and give you my opinion on them. This time, we're doing the U-100 MK5 for the support class, and I'm sighing because, Jesus, this was a very, very hard gun to review. While playing with this gun, I've found that it has a lot of drawbacks and not that many perks for it. But let's get into it. Maybe my opinion may be too biased, but let's get into the stats for it first, and then we'll talk about my opinion on it. First, we'll go into the damage. It has 25 max damage and an 18 minimum damage. So it's, got a really close to an assault rifle type of damage model. So you're going to kill from four shots up close, But, well, okay, you know what? I'm going to hold off on my opinion till later. Like I said, the fire rate is 590 rounds per minute. The velocity is 650 meters per second, which is good. And the magazine size is 46, which is bad when compared to all the other, the heavy machine guns. The reload time with an empty magazine is 3.9 seconds, and with a round in the chamber, it's 2.75. So you definitely want to have at least one round in the chamber when reloading this thing, because either way, it's taking a very long time to reload this gun. The recoil is, okay, it's 0.25 recoil up, it's 0.2 left, and 0.2 right. So it's got a lot of people get this misconstrued. They're like, oh, well, it's a 0.2 pull left, 0.2 pull right. Oh, that's perfect. That means it's predictable. Not necessarily. That just means it's going to bounce evenly left and right. So you can't predict that left and right pull, unfortunately. But 0.2 is low for the support, the LMGs. And I consider this one in its own class. It's like these aren't the heavy machine guns. These are the light machine guns out of the machine gun category. So because of the fact that it has a different damage model, and it reloads with the mag instead of with a box round and stuff like that. The spread is it's okay. It has a non-moving spread of 0.2 and moving of 2. And there's all these numbers, and if you look on simthic.com, it tells you all the numbers for it. I like reading them out loud so you can get an idea of, in future videos, what I mean when I start saying it has a pull, when it has these pulls and stuff like that. But now let's get into my opinion of it and why I feel this gun needs something. I was playing with this gun, and as you can see right here, right there, and in this clip right here, I didn't really know how to play with this gun. I was trying to be aggressive with it, I guess you could say. Not really. I wasn't actively going after people, but whenever I encountered more than one person, for the most part, that would happen. The rounds per minute of 590, I couldn't battle with, or I couldn't fight against anybody because of the fact that, I had such a slow rate of fire. So you're like, well, if you have a slow rate of fire, what are you doing up close and personal? And I guess you're right. The main thing I was doing wrong was the fact that I was running and gunning. And this is not a run and gun gun. Run and gun? It's a gun where you're supposed to be really, really defensive. And that's where I found my most success at, being defensive with this gun. So this gun's going to do really well in rush types if you're defending, or if you're on conquest and you're protecting a specific point. Or if you're playing in team deathmatch and you're going to point and defending a certain location, or sitting down in a specific location. Because if not, you're gonna have a bad time. I just found myself every time when I was running the gun with this thing, I would lose 90% of the time. This isn't the gun to be up close and personal with. The muzzle velocity helps you with these longer range engagements, this defensive game style. With a 650 meters per second muzzle velocity, that's going to help you with your long range engagements and help track. This time, you see in the background, I'm not doing so well tracking that target, but 650 is fairly good. You don't have to lead your target as much. The one thing I found out with this gun is you have to burst fire. If you hold on the trigger, you're screwed. and you're thinking that long-range guns have to be accurate, wrong. This gun isn't. And that's why I'm like, why is this gun supposed to be this long-range machine if you can't even use it to long range if you're holding down the trigger? You have to shoot this thing, and you see me a bunch of times do it. 1 to 2 shots, 3 shots maximum. You can even, if you can't do that, put it on burst fire and use that. Because if you're shooting more than 3 rounds and holding on the trigger, even up close, you're screwed. The spread is so ridiculous in this gun, and I was getting so aggravated with the fact that my shots were going all over the place that even in close range, I was shooting 2 shots, 2 shots, 2 shots. The good thing about it is the fact that the initial recoil for this, the first shot multiplier is only 1.5. That's awesome. There's barely any initial recoil when you click. So you want to shoot those 1 to 2 shots. It's an accurate bullet hose if you do that. But the only problem is now you're even sacrificing more of your rounds per minute, and it's so slow. So as you can see in the footage right here, after many tries on figuring out what's the best attachments, I found out that the best attachments for me was a 3.4 multiplier scope and magnification scope, and a laser sight if you want it to put on there just to help the hip fire, because honestly you can't use the 2 times magnification scope with these bigger scopes, so you might as well try to help something, right? So I picked the laser sight, and then also a heavy barrel. The last choice, it's either the bipod if you want to kind of stick in one spot, because I could have used the bipod a lot of times. Either the bipod or the angled foregrip to help you with that heavy barrel initial recoil and make it even more accurate. But make sure when you're using this gun, don't run and gun. You're gonna get wiped. I'm sorry, there's no fans and buts about it. This was I had the most success. I think in this game I went like 25-3 or something, or some fairly well in team deathmatch with this gun. And you know, I was finding the most success in that. Also, pick a good pistol that you like. You're gonna be using it when reloading. Like I said, that reload was 3.9 second with the empty and 2.75 with a bullet in the chamber. That's ridiculously long for a 45 round magazine. But I digress. Stay defensive, stay back, and shoot 1 or 2 rounds at a time to be super accurate. That's the way to use this gun. Thanks again, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, stay classy.